or something, but no, it was his brother. He had the crab run out of his brother's mouth.
That was his brother. Oh my God.
And the two of them were developing all this technological stuff on the film. So what are you doing?
I don't know why it's doing that, Ross.
This should be our new opening.
I'm not a fan of that.
Could we put the music under what you're doing now?
Oh, you want me to put the music?
Yeah. I think Earl Hagen wrote that theme.
There you go. That's too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a new functionality of not Facebook, of StreamYard.
This feels very, very much like a 70s TV show here.
Yeah, really. And I'm not a fan of it.
Well, we're almost done with the show anyway.
Yeah, and I was actually going to have Roy's getting bored. No, I'm not getting bored. I'm just getting frustrated because I didn't do that, and I don't know why that came up like that. So anyway,
maybe you hit a key.
Maybe I did. Let me see if I can erase that.
Give me a key and I'll sing Lydia the Tattooed Lady.
There you go. I can't get rid of it.
Give me a bouncy C.
It's in the porn movie. Anyway, I'm just going to bring Warren on just for a minute because he just wanted to share comments about it. But I'm going to do the shout outs and we're going to just talk about the one item. So anyway, hey Warren.
Oh, hey Warren.
Nice mustache, Warren.
What's so funny? Exactly. As you can tell, I grew out my Michael Bean mustache. So it's actually evil Warren tonight, okay?
Boy.
He just dropped into the evil for a second. Well, that was evil. He totally trolled us.
And that was the evil Roy. That was the Mirror Universe Roy, because as you see, there's two of me up here, just like there's two Rosses.
Well played.
How's it going, Warren?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me on. You guys, The Abyss is one of my favorites, so I just wanted to chime in. You guys covered everything so well. The only other thing you left me with that didn't really come up is I've always been fascinated. Now, you guys talked about the extended edition. That actually premiered back in the day on Laserdisc only. So this was one of those things where back in the early 90s, we were shelling out like $150, $200 for a big deluxe Laserdisc set. And The Abyss, of course, was one of them because we were so anxious to see this extra 31 minutes. So, but it was a beautiful time. But other than that, guys, in my mind, The Abyss, you guys didn't really talk about the documentary. And on that same Laserdisc, there's a very, very famous documentary called Under Pressure, The Making of the Abyss. And I think you can find it on YouTube for anybody out there. And it is phenomenal. Like, you guys were talking about all the tension behind the scenes on set, things with Ed Harris almost drowning and losing his life. Like, they interview him and he's talking about that. And it's like,
oh, interesting. That's cool.
It's intense. It's really, really well done. And yeah, so long story short, this movie was, in every sense, it was the culmination of practical effects work in motion pictures. Because as Ross was saying, you guys both touched on it, the fact that they shot this in basically a giant swimming pool.
Yeah.
In this nuclear silo, and everything was done practically. Like, it is truly remarkable. But it was, so on one hand, the most difficult practical effects movie ever made, but at the same time, it was also a crossroads, because what else did it introduce? The very first use of CGI.
Yeah.
Right. So it stands in a very interesting place in history in my mind. But yeah, no, fantastic movie. That's about all I had.
I forgot the one other thing, and then I'll let you do your thing. I forgot the one other practical thing they did is to use an actual automatic weapon to fire. Right. They gave the actor a machine gun to fire on set. How dangerous is that?
Yeah. No, crazy,
No.
crazy.
Yeah, well,
With,
great point, especially,
with other actors present. Yeah.
yeah. And it's funny, that you're mentioning that because like in the back of my mind, I was thinking about that. Like, immediately what comes to mind is everything that happened and, well, I don't even want to say, but where I'm going with that. But anyway. All righty. So thanks for that additional commentary, Warren. Even though there's two of you out there and there's two me's and there's two Rosses, I know it's not Facebook, it's StreamYard, and StreamYard is like taking off with different things that you can do, and I don't know how I tripped this, but I'm not a fan of this. So
no problem. The only other thing where I wanted to point out is sorry. There's a one scene in The Abyss that really in my mind was reminiscent of an episode of Space 1999, War Games, Roy, which you'll appreciate. And it's the shot of Koenig in space drifting. Mm-hmm. The Abyss has a very similar scene where Bud is dropping down the abyss, and all you see is his little glow stick on one side of the frame, and the rest is just pitch black. And it really creates a sense of loneliness.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. And they were talking about that too, working on the soundstage and how, or not the soundstage, but in the tank and how dark it was, and you couldn't see anything. So that was done. It was very effective. I mean, Cameron really achieved. I feel that he achieved what he was attempting to achieve, but it'll be interesting to go back and watch that documentary that you're talking about, because I'm sure that they really open up about things. And just from what I read, and Ross, I'm sure will agree, that there was a lot of tension and just a lot of, I don't think any of them, from the sound of it, would actually work with Cameron again if the opportunity prevailed. At least not, the three main stars of the movie.
We've gotten so comfortable in science fiction, at least we did to a point, about space travel, where it just seemed like, okay, we're in space, but we're walking around a controlled environment or whatever. And I watched something like The Abyss, and it just brings home just how awful it would be to be in space, because that's what it would be. You'd be all cramped into these, and there's a hostile environment outside. So you spring a leak or your oxygen gets out, and it really, more than a lot of the space movies, this one really got to me as far as recognizing how fragile that whole life-sustaining system is at the bottom of the ocean.
And Warren, I think that's your point about you're doing the cross between The Abyss in 1999 in regards to that one scene from War Games, because Koenig is just like, it's just him in space. I mean, he's orbiting the planet. So it's, to what Ross just said, the loneliness. I mean, it's just, there's nothing else. So it's really conveyed. What's the name of that documentary again, Warren? Because Sue is actually asking again.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's called Under Pressure: The Making of the Abyss. Okay. Yeah, and it's there's even there's interviews that they do with some of the cast, and I'm pretty sure Gaylan Hurd was on there, Ross, and they're talking to her about the shoot and the arduous conditions that they were all under. And I think she sort of coined a phrase, and she sort of said behind the scenes, some of the cast were sort of calling this shoot or referencing it as life's abyss and then you die. So yeah, it was a very, very good documentary.
Okay. So. We'll check it out. Alrighty. Well, thanks for sharing that information. And what I'm going to do is just go to the shout outs real quick. So actually, let me just bring that up on the screen. Just give me 1 second. Roy's Tie-Dye Sci-Fi Corner, bringing you our creative awareness through our shout outs. How does that make you feel? Cricket. I think I have deprivation sickness going on here. No, in all seriousness. So, this is like a self-promoting plug, but why not, right? Right, Warren? So this Sunday, Warren and I actually started doing this back in October of 24, which is kind of crazy. And and actually, you know what? I'm just the master the master of the slides tonight because I'm just like messing things up. So Warren, while I'm like fumbling here and refumbling,
you're asking me to improvise a little bit.
Yeah,
I can talk to Ross. There was one thing I wanted to talk to Ross about, and that also came up a little earlier tonight. And the three of us talked throughout 2025, but I'd still love to come on sometime and do a David Lynch retrospective with Ross, and maybe we could even couple that with an actual reaction video of Roy watching a David Lynch movie for the first time.
Oh my God. All right. I'm back. Anyway, Sherry says hi.
I'm
Warren.
up for Lynch. The only thing we've done, I think, is Dune.
Yeah, I think so too. But
yeah, I think you're right. The only thing, yeah. No, that would actually we could do that. I'm not into the whole reaction stuff though.
No, I'm just.
I think that was.
It would, but it's just if once you see a Lynch movie, you'll appreciate how that could be so just crazy funny to watch somebody's reaction, because watching a Lynch movie is not your everyday ordinary fare. That's for sure.
No, it's not. Sue says that would be cool. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome.
And,
okay, Roy. Well,
so anyway, what I was starting to say.
Okay.
I was starting back to reality. Yeah, no, that was all on me. So Warren and I started doing this back in October of 24. I was going to say 84, right? Where we were going through and talking about each Space 1999 episode, and we called it is Space 1999 this episode, and it can be viewed on YouTube. I'm not going to say it can be viewed on Facebook because, as our friends out there know, Facebook live videos don't stay on past 30 days anymore. So you can go to YouTube. It's called Space 1999 this episode, and essentially what we did was we went through and discussed the first 24 episodes of season 1 of Space 1999. And along the way, we actually had different guests on, whether it be fans, and we also had guests from the series. And we did that. And then it led up to the convention that took place, Space 1999 in California. It was Space 1999 in Los Angeles. That was in Burbank this past September. And then we made the decision that we were going to go through and do the year 2 episodes. So we are going to be starting that this Sunday, which is January 25th. It will be a live broadcast, and it will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, with the slides, here we go. I am, again, the king of the slides tonight because I got 2 things going on here. They say 3 is a charm, guys. Do you believe that? No comment.
I think you're changing the time, right?
Yeah, the time is going to be this Sunday, January 25th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to be premiering with our season 2 episode, which is going to be The Metamorph, which is the first episode of the second season of Space 1999. And it will be Warren and myself, and we are going to have on as a special guest one of the fans of the show. And that will be Missy O'Neill, and she will be joining us to talk about The Metamorph. And that was my plug for it, Warren. Now you can give your 15 minutes speech on it. And I know how much of a fan of Space 1999 Ross is. So
I know. He's
maybe you want to make it a half an hour speech.
He's buried in his phone. I was watching it. But no, listen, I won't dwell. Roy did it. You covered everything there nicely. It was a lot of fun, and we're just so thankful for all the viewers out there, as you are, Roy, with your show. We've both seen a strong support group, and it just goes without saying that we can't thank you guys enough out there. Tune in for season 2. It's going to be bigger, better, more exciting than ever. And it was, you know what? And even over the last year, there was even a segment that we did where we had Ross on as a guest star, if you recall. So
oh my goodness, yeah, that's right. I did pop in, didn't I?
Yeah. So it's everybody's welcome, and we're going to have a lot of fun leading into Manchester 1999 this year, and everything else that's also going on within Space 1999 fandom. So thanks.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. And I'll let you give the other plug too, Warren, since I got you there. Hold
There's
on.
another one.
Yeah, you brought it up. You said about Manchester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes, we had all this planned out in advance, didn't we, Roy? So, all right, next shout out, and thank you so much. Manchester 1999, this September 11th, 12th, and 13th being Breakaway Day 2026. Overseas again with our friends and family on that side of the pond. We're so happy to be going back to where it all began this year, Roy and Ross. Hey, Ross, you should come along.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We have some very special things planned. We're also, the exhibit room, of course, goes without saying, but we're opening things up to include all of the Jerry Anderson properties, including Thunderbirds, Joe 90, Supercar, Captain Scarlet, you name it. We'll have representation from all of Jerry and Sylvia's properties. Some very special guests already announced: Nick Tate, Suzanne Peterson, Anton Phillips, Carolyn Seymour, friends of our show and yours, Roy. So again, lots of crossover here, and we hope everybody can make it and help us celebrate the continuing 50th anniversary.
Awesome. Thanks, Warren. Yeah, and that's the other thing I want to point out. So, like with the date that we are doing Space 99, this episode, this Sunday, the 25th of January, it does time out because production of Space 1999 Year 2 actually started on January 26th of 1976. So literally this coming Monday, it will be 50 years that production began for the Metamorph. So that's why I was kind of like hoping that if, when Warren and I were talking about, as far as doing this, I was like, why don't we do it maybe on that Sunday? Because it's literally the day before. So it's literally 50 years that production began. So we're kind of like in tune with that. And Year 2, I mean, there's a lot of, I'm not going to, I could go on for hours and hours, and I won't do that to Ross, but it's just that we're going to celebrate the second series of Space 1999. A lot of fans, there's a lot of Year 2 fans out there. There's a lot of Year 1 fans out there. There's a lot of fans of both series. So we're looking forward to going through the episodes and touching upon that. And it'll definitely be fun, as Warren was indicating. So anyway, that's that. So, all righty. And then in regards to the rest of the shout outs, I'm going to go back. Just want to give a shout out to Country Gate Theater, the Country Gate Playhouse. There's a lot of things going on with Country Gate. If you are in the Belvedere, New Jersey area, I've got the one slide right now. So the Miracle Worker is going to be coming, and it's going to be for 2 weekends. It's April 18th through the 19th, and that's the first weekend. And then it's April 25th through the 26th. And my friend Bill Scorado is the owner of the theater. And if you want to find out information about more about Country Gate, you can go to www.countrygate.org. Bill also has his own personal website, which is www.billscorado.com. The other thing I would like to mention is that there is going to be a murder mystery taking place. It will be on February 7th, and that will be at Tipton's Restaurant. It's in Harmony, New Jersey. For tickets, just go to the website. You can find out more information about that. And then also, there will also be a murder mystery taking place at Harker's Hollow, and that will be later in the month. So again, if you want to find out information about it, definitely check out the website address, www.countrygate.org, for more information. And also, I want to give a shout out to friends Mike and Mary Beth from Sci-Fi Distilled. They are on Wednesday nights, and they are going to be back this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they will be discussing 2 weird movies that go together. They're not sure what movies those will be. In fact, they may be talking about a couple more movies than 2, might be 3 or 4. But anyway, that's their topic. That will be this Wednesday, so definitely check them out for that. And also want to give a shout out to Captain Phil's Planet, WUSB 90.1 FM, Stony Brook, New York. Captain's schedule is on Thursdays at 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Friday nights, which is now, from 9 to 11:30 p.m. In fact, I was just talking about Mike and Mary Beth. He actually has them on this weekend, or this Friday, and they're on next Friday. So Mary Beth is kind of leading with, I guess she had picked out the songs that they're going to be playing and going over. Mike and the captain will be there also. So the three of them are going to be doing the broadcast tonight, with Mary Beth leading the broadcast. Next Friday, they will be back, only it's going to be Mike leading along with Mary Beth and Captain Phil being there. So just want to give them a shout out. So if you jump off this broadcast, you can jump on to them. Internet radio, 90.1 FM, Stony Brook, New York. You can check them out. So shout out to them. Also want to give a shout out to my son, Ryan, for Run by Ryan, Empower Your Run. It's an online run coaching service provider. There is no charge to subscribe to the website. However, if you want to partake in the different levels of fitness that he offers, there is a charge associated with that. The website address is www.runbyryan.com. Ryan is very passionate about running. In fact, he just ran in the New York City Marathon back in November, and he did an amazing job coming in at 2 hours, 32 hours, 32 minutes, and 30 seconds, and he was like 160 out of like almost 50,000 people. So he's very passionate, and he's amazing when it comes to that. So if you definitely have an interest in it, definitely check out his website, and he does a great job with that. And Ross, if you can let everybody know what's going on.
All right. Well, these are the 3 recorded shows I have on KWAX now, out on the West Coast. Picture Perfect's the movie music show that just ended. And Warren, what I was doing, I got some text from somebody that was listening to the show. That's why I looked at it.
Just bugging you. No problem.
Yeah. Are you playing something with 60s organ on Picture Perfect? I don't think this is the right time slot. But it turns out it was, and he missed the back announcement. So I've got to tell him what movie it was. Anyway, so that's the movie music show that just ended on Friday night. Sweetness and Lights, the light music show. That's the one where I was working 4 hours to put together a 1 hour show today. That airs tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern. And The Lost Chord is unusual and neglected repertoire. Sweetness and Light, by the way, it's all snow oriented. So I'm sure they're going to love that out on the West Coast. But here it's very, very in. So it's going to be all light music about snow. And then The Lost Chord is unusual and neglected stuff. I'm doing Jan Leif's Saga Symphony. It's all stuff from the Viking, the Norse sagas is what it is. And they're playing all kinds of strange instruments like, tuned rocks and anvils and lures, the Viking longhorns and things. That's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I tease these things on my Facebook page. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll find write-ups on there tomorrow. A classic Ross Amico. And I do see somebody from here just followed moments ago. So thank you.
Oh, nice.
That's
for
awesome.
following the page. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not very colorful tonight, but it's after 9 o'clock, so it's past my bedtime.
It's all good.
Thanks, Roy.
Thanks, Ross. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your patience, Warren. Thanks for not checking your phone.
Just kidding. But you know what? To alleviate some of that boredom, I mean, just pop out for 2 minutes, draw a little mustache on your face, and come back.
There you go. And just to let everybody know, Ross and I will be back this Friday. That's going to be January 30th. And I have 2025, which will be 2026. Again, I'm at the top of my game with my slides tonight. So
it's a good thing nobody writes checks anymore.
Yeah, really. So anyway, with that said, Ross and I will be back 1 week from tonight. Stay tuned as far as what we're going to be covering. However, one thing I can tell you, and I don't have a slide for this, is episode 289 will be next Sunday, and that will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am very happy to say that I will be having on as a very special guest, Mr. John Kenneth Muir, and he will be discussing Abnormal Fixation, his internet web series. We had him on a few times last year for season 1. Season 2 is going to be premiering towards the beginning of February. So we're going to be talking about that, sharing a lot of insight into that, and looking forward to having John back on the show. And stay tuned, and I'll be talking more about that later.
Ooh, John's a great guy. Yeah, everybody tune in.
Yeah, John is a great guy. He really is. And he's a big Space 1999 fan. That was for you, Ross. So anyway,
Hey,
I want to thank everybody.
Website. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It was a fun show. Thanks, Warren, for coming on at the last minute and just to talk about everything. And everyone, especially in the path of the snowstorm, stay safe and yeah, just stay warm and hopefully, everybody gets through it okay. So, as always, live long and prosper.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good luck.
Take care, everybody.